A daring rescue captured on camera. Take a look here. Police body camera rolling as officers stepped into action. A 24-year-old was on a bike when he was hit by a Jeep. Now that impact was so horrible that man was dragged all the way a block down to 160th Street. Writing on X earlier this morning, sharing some of those heartbreaking details about the family and why they were even in this area from Spain. Have you been in contact with the loved ones of this family? Well, take a look at these photos that just came into our newsroom of a major house fire. That thief came in the middle of the day around 12:30 yesterday afternoon wearing a mask like this. While many are trying to figure out how the new administration will affect them, we are getting clearer answers on how Trump's leadership will affect business, the markets, and your wallet. I want to touch on the Democrats a bit more in a bit, but we want to get back to Trump. So both of the candidates didn't just use mainstream media to get their voices and policies heard. Ryanair CEO Michael O'Leary has proposed a 2-drink limit at airport bars, addressing rising in-flight violence linked to excessive alcohol and drug use. The mayor has been stressing for months that the city cannot contain this humanitarian crisis. He says the funding isn't there, the infrastructure as we see isn't there, and he says he needs help from the Biden administration. It was along one of these trails here at Pelham Bay Park that police say a teen was attacked. We're told a man started a conversation with a 15-year-old girl. Well, that convo ended with her in a headlock being dragged into a wooded area. Driving, be safe, because you definitely don't want to hydroplane. You don't want to slip if you're walking. The area I'm walking in was flooded a few hours ago. They even shut down the elevator for safety. Police are continuing their search for a gunman who they say shot 6 people. An apartment fire in Borough Park. Look at these flames. We want to give you a closer look here. We want to get to some video some may find disturbing. This is a look at the subway stop where we first see some smoke out of the subway here. You can just see people running. It felt like a real life emergency as the team from Bellevue Hospital rushed in here to help Candace. Life-saving technology demonstrated by the FDNY today shows that these can do aerial triage. Good morning, Chrissy and Dan. Do I look like I'm on the runway?
I love it.
Okay, I love it. The theme of the Orchid Show, florals and fashion here. I'm gonna enjoy the meats. Let's go back over to it. Sorry, guys. This is gonna get finished before I come back to the station.
Bring back some meatballs.
As Mohammed Keita looks at the apartment he once called home, the nightmares of January 9th are hard to shake.
Every time I come around this building, I feel like everything is starting again.
Sound of the fire alarm and smell of heavy smoke filling Keita's 16th floor Twin Parks apartment had him running out his door to save his life.
The staircase, though, there was so much smoke that I couldn't see anything coming down, but I know I had to get out.
But on the way down these steps, Keita was destined to be a hero when he came in contact with a mama too and simply asked her, "Do you need help?"
I give her my hand to give me to one of the kids.
Keita now holding 3-year-old Queen Wood tightly.
And I told him to follow me. Let's go down. We can go through. Just cover your nose.
Making it out with this toddler, the smoke separating him from Queen's mom and her sister.
When I came out, I was standing right here, terrified.
But even in his state of shock and panic, the Citizen app video showing Keita continuing to help after narrowly making it out himself.
Came out the back of the building. There was people trapped on the 3rd floor and 4th floor. So I was telling them to take the staircase A to come down the building.
Keita and Queen ended up at St. Barnabas Hospital. And after hours and hours of waiting, an uncle found Queen and reunited her with her mom, who was rescued. And in the midst of the sorrow surrounding this tragedy that killed 17 people, Keita is counting his blessings and grateful for his newfound family.
When the mom said, "You have a new uncle," that was a happy moment for me. So, I feel like I have I was so excited for that.
Asha McKenzie, News 12.
Yes, I'm frustrating of losing that money.
Thousands of dollars attached to more than 40 parking tickets.
I can't use my car because my car registration is being suspended and I have to pay to park my car in someone's yard.
Vishnu Ramdas says what confused him is he never saw the tickets on his car.
When I got a ticket in the mail, so maybe the wind blew it off.
And that is when this ticket trouble began, early 2022.
It was within 2 weeks I got a second ticket.
Ramdas paid the initial $5 that came through his mailbox, costing him upwards of $500. Then a 6th, 7th, 8th violation showed up and counting.
And then I started to get skeptical.
Ram Dass had his niece take a closer look at the tickets, and so did we. Someone was illegally using his registration. We found that on 2 of the violations, the traffic agent noted the registration and the plates do not match. He believes somebody got a copy of his registration by simply taking a picture of it. Vishnu was so frustrated and fed up by getting ticket after ticket in the mail that he decided to walk around his neighborhood to see if he can find the culprit who stole his registration. Well, finds out he did, and it was right here on Williamsbridge Road. This is what Ram Dass found. A gray car, no obvious vehicle model or make, with an identical registration on it. This is Ram Dass's former registration on the left, and the fraudulent copy is on the right. And we took this investigation further and found one of the plates using his registration had a violation for improper registration in May of 2022.
There were times that things went into my head that I could damage this car, cut his tire, break his windshield, to draw attention to my matter.
After a few months, Ram Dass ended up changing his plates and registration. He also filed a police report. He says that led nowhere. And then he went to court and was able to get 33 tickets dismissed. But he's being told he's still on the hook for 11 violations, equaling to $1,805.35.
Yes, I stopped paying the tickets because I can't afford. I had to live.
A New York City Department of Finance spokesperson tells News 12, quote, DOF dismissed multiple summonses, and we are currently reviewing the remaining open summonses.
I think I was targeted because I'm an old person. I feel I can't do nothing.
But that's not the case. You are doing something.
Well, I hope so.
This Black History Month, the owner of the Williamsburg Music Center tells me this place, which he built from the ground up, is like no other, and says if you haven't been inside, you're missing out.
This place has a history of being a home that many of the most prestigious black artists in the world have come through here. What I offer is for my audience that they can come and see the best of the best right here.
Right here is the Williamsburg Music Center, tucked in a corner on Bedford Avenue. And inside the unassuming building owned by Jerry Eastman, built up over the last 4 decades, you can find his living room transformed into a performance space full of rhythm, jazz, and history.
Oddly enough, here we are 46 years later, and I'm the only black-owned jazz club. Almost in all of New York, there's about 1 or 2 clubs owned by black.
Eastman came to Brooklyn from upstate New York in the 1970s with the mission to open a not-for-profit focused on fostering young black talent.
I never had any aspirations to go into Hollywood or any place because I always felt that New York was the center of jazz life.
When you walk into WMC, you step away from the sounds of the city and into a musical oasis.
What I offer is a place where young artists can come and they don't have to drag their amplifiers and drums and pianos and all that equipment to play a gig.
The musician says these gigs draw so many tourists who want to hear true black American jazz.
Our vibe is different, you know what I mean? Usually, you're going to see somebody sweating when you come see some black people playing.
From putting in the stage to laying the floor, he says it's rewarding to know he owns this space as an artist and as a black man.
I just feel blessed that not only that I'm here, but that my family will be here after me. And I will pass this down to another generation.
You definitely have to check that place out. It's amazing. And the Williamsburg Music Center has shows on Fridays and Saturday nights.